Life is all about the choices we make, or sometimes rather the choices that make us. Regardless, we are always in control of our ultimate destinies, though we're not always conscious of this. And I think a huge part of life is trying to figure out who we are individually and what part we are meant to play in the grand scheme of things. Finding ourselves and the right path, however, is not always easy to do. We all have to wear many hats and play several various roles as we attempt to figure it out. I think oftentimes we default to the path of least resistance that is generally laid out by our families and our community. We let others tell us how we should think, how we should believe, how we should live our lives, what kind of work we should do, and what goals we ought to strive for. I think our need to fit in and be accepted by our family and friends is so great that we easily give up who we really are and who we were meant to be. Either this or we just plain lose ourselves in the daily rat race or by getting caught up in life's distractions. The problem is we listen more to the voices all around us rather than listening to our inner selves, our inner voices. But in order to figure out who we are and find the right paths for us, we need to change this pattern around and listen more instead to our inner selves, our inner voices, rather than listening to everyone and everything around us. The people around us don't know the reason that our souls showed up for this earth journey. Only our souls know the answer to this. We need to learn to trust and consult our souls more for guidance and direction in order to live more truthfully and authentically. So how do you know if you are on the right path? Trust me, you know if you are living the kind of life you were meant to live, because it feels natural, organic, and inspired. And I guarantee you also know if you aren't living the kind of life you were meant to live, because it feels uneasy, suffocating, fake, pretentious, and unnerving. One path is smooth, effortless, and feels like a sunny day. The other path is rocky, tumultuous, extremely difficult, and feels like you're climbing up Mount Everest. Somewhere inside you, you know who the real you is, I assure you, even if it's not conscious. Sometimes the real you is lurking or hiding deep within you, afraid to express itself and show its face out of fear of rejection, fear of inadequacy, fear of not being good enough. Nevertheless, it is there, beckoning to you to acknowledge it. Here's the thing, you might as well be the real you. The quirky, funny, goofy, random, authentic, one and only you. The you feel most at home being. If you fight with who you really are, sooner or later, the real you will usually win out anyways. You will continuously experience tremendous pain and discomfort and an inner nagging until you become who you were meant to be. So stop fighting it. I grew up in a very religiously conservative, closed-minded, judgmental, and non-supportive family, and spent close to 20 years of my life immersed in a family and a way of life that felt constrictive, rigid, and unnatural to me. And even though I can find a lot of good in my religious upbringing, I didn't believe or resonate with many of the teachings. It just didn't fit me, and I knew it. And I felt completely out of place with my own family. I just knew I had to break away from them to find a more authentic life experience. Shortly after my 20th birthday, I sort of left my family and my family's religion behind in pursuit of a better fitting spiritual life for me. Needless to say, my family practically disowned me and wanted nothing to do with me. But I was more concerned about being true to me than pleasing my family. I was choosing to be me, and this is something that I had to do for me. I found my path, and I began studying all the various world religions and found that this was something that really delighted my soul. I had to find out for myself what was true for me. I had to choose my own path, the path that felt real to me, because I felt like I was dying inside. And I'm very glad that I did, because something inside of me came alive and turned on in the process. And I think it was my soul. I have always taken the road less traveled in all areas of my life. And I feel like it's the reason that my life has blossomed so well. So how do we know and discern the right path for us? The right path feels light. It feels familiar and certain. It feels like home. It feels like where you're supposed to be. Choosing to be you is choosing to be true to you regardless of who approves or disapproves, regardless of who has your back or who doesn't. It is choosing to walk the right path for you, period. And it is freeing and liberating because you are honoring your soul, which is your divine compass on this walk called life. And it will always guide you and lead you to the right kind of life when you pay attention. There is a path laid out for you, and someday you will find it, and your heart and soul will be ecstatic when you do. In life, don't waste your time trying to please everyone else or walking down a path that doesn't feel right for you. Choose to be you, the realest possible version of you that you can be. Give others a chance to love and appreciate the real you. Be brave and courageous enough to be a real original. You are extraordinary and non-replicable as you are. So here's my advice to you. Don't ever try to fit in. You were meant to stand out. You do that by choosing to be the real you. My name is Justin Topic. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more inspirational, motivational videos. Thank you.